know what? I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we pulled it off. Listen, you hear anything? Yeah, I think we lost him. Hell yeah. Oh man, my back is sure sore. I didn't realize how heavy money was. Let me just put this down for a second. Wow, for a second there, I thought we were finished. Man, when that helicopter started swooping down on us, I mean, your driving was amazing. I can't believe we got out of there. Yeah, and after we ditched the car when we were running, did you hear all those dogs barking? Yeah, they sent the canine units on us. Oh man, it all just happened so fast. Thankfully we made it over that fence before, you know. Oh man, and great job on jamming up the security cameras. That's definitely out of my wheelhouse. I mean, I'm good with a gun, right? But, you know, I definitely don't have the cyber security knowledge and skills that you do. The boss did a really good job selecting this crew, and I'm happy you were there. Oh yeah, the adrenaline's just pumping. Was this your first heist? Yeah. No, that adrenaline never goes away. Oh yeah, you start to crave it. Yeah. What a rush. So many times I thought we were done for. But let's look at what we got. Yeah, sure is heavy. How much is it? You know, I've handled big bags of money before. And if I had to guess, I would say we're looking at 3.5, 4 million all in. It's a shame that we had to drop that other bag when we were crossing the river, but it was just weighing us down. Sweet, sweet money. That's what we live for, right? The mighty, mighty dollar. Alright, we'll divvy this up in a second. No one's gonna rip you off. We make sure everyone who is involved, both in the heist and in the planning, who orchestrated this, gets taken care of. Don't you worry about that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you mean what happens next? You take your money and run. Yeah. Oh yeah, you and I will never see each other again unless we get hired to do another job together. Yeah. Advice? Oh yeah. You know, you want to keep a low profile, at least for the first year. Okay, you don't want to be flashy here, flashy there. Right? You want to not draw attention. You want to draw the least amount of attention to yourself as humanly possible. Remember, this never happened. Right? Yeah. So, let me ask you, you got any plans with the money? You've been thinking about that? Right. No, of course. Yeah, I remember my first heist. You gotta get the flashy house and the flashy car. I've been in your shoes before. Just don't go too flashy. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And you'll be just fine that way. Yeah, plus if you lease a car, that'll do wonders for your credit. Yeah. Right, exactly. I have faith in you. I don't doubt for a second that you'll be smart with this money. What? What am I gonna do with the money? Huh. No one's ever asked me that before. Let's just say I got some plans. Like I said, I've got plans. Alright, jeez. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. The first thing I'm gonna do with my cat is head down to the Snuggly Wuggly Friends Animal Shelter, over on 50th. I've had my eye on this Pomeranian Shih Tzu cross named Snuffles. And I've been down there a few times, spent some time with him. He's so cuddly and fluffy, and we just really vibe well together, so I think I'm going to adopt him. And plus, the good folks down at Snuggly Wugglies, they're great people, right? And it's a non-profit organization, and I know that they're struggling a little bit down there, especially since a pipe broke 2 weeks ago. Lots of water damage, so I think I'm gonna use some of my cut to set some things straight over there, set them in order. Right, exactly. I was also thinking there's a village in Uganda I went to when I volunteered for a non-profit over there. The kids have to walk 2.5 miles each way to get water, as much as they can carry back to the village. When I spent my time over there, it was just very eye-opening, and understanding that in a first world country, we don't think twice about fresh water on demand. So getting to live in that environment was very sobering and very eye-opening, and so I think I'll catch a flight down there, spend some time in the village, and maybe pay for the labor and the resources to get them a water well. Yes. Yeah. Right, exactly, Yeah, well, thank you. There's a reason I do this, right? It's not so I can buy mansions and yachts. I take a very Robin Hood approach to my work. Right. When you think about it, robbing a bank is like a victimless crime. Sure, the workers in the bank may experience some trauma, right? But as far as I'm concerned, stealing from the multi-billion and trillion-dollar corporations, the Rockefeller Foundations, who have been stealing and hoarding wealth since the beginning of the banking systems, well, I sleep perfectly well at night. Right, and like I said, redistributing this, helping those who need it. That's what I'm all about. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but the guns we were using were running blank shells in them. They're not real bullets. They make a big, loud, scary noise, and that's usually enough for people to submit and just let you do what you're doing, but with no chance of actually hurting someone. I would never do that. Right. Yeah, if there's anything I've learned, if you yell loud enough and make enough of a scene, it definitely scares people. Further, after every bank robbery, I make an anonymous donation to the HR department of the bank, and it's for the purposes of counseling and therapy. And I do this to try to counteract any bad I've done by doing some good with the money. Right. Yeah. I also really like to make bags, supply bags for homeless citizens. Yeah, I go around, I buy a dozen or so backpacks, put a sleeping bag in there, buy toothbrush, deodorant, gift cards for some food, granola bars, and so on. And I stuff it in these backpacks. Socks is another thing I put in them. And I go around giving them to the less fortunate. Right. Yeah, well, why not? Right, absolutely. So I want you to think long and hard about some good that you can do with this money, because you'll come out of this with $1.2 to $1.4 million. Right. And to spend all of that on yourself is just selfish. Hey, no, I get it, right? Who am I to tell you what to do? We both just robbed a bank. I get it, believe me. I'm very well aware of the situation that I'm in. I'm very well aware of what a crime this is, and I'm especially aware of the potential consequences of our actions that we just performed. Yeah, I got buddies that have been locked up for 20 years. It was actually on my second heist that my buddy got locked up and he still hasn't talked because his family is still being paid. Right? The other two that were on our crew, they're rock solid. So we know that if anyone talks, we're looking at you. What would happen? Well, I'd sit you down, give you a stern talking to, and hand you over to the other two who might not be so gentle and forgiving as myself. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, keep it zipped. Throw away that key. Yeah. You do anything else with those cybersecurity hacking skills? Oh yeah, just credit card fraud and theft. Yeah. See, I don't support that. I'm not behind it. I mean, again, who am I to judge, right? But stealing from people, hardworking people who are just trying to make a go at life the same as you and I, that's not cool, man. Right. You think the bank is gonna care about this 3 or 4 mil that we took? They've already made that back. Oh yeah, it's a corrupt system, no doubt. But they have to pretend that they care and put on this facade of we're working as hard as we can to figure this out. We've got the police on it. This is a real hard hit for us. which we all know is BS. Right? Oh, they have infinite money. Listen, it's not about them making more money. It's about making the people have less money. Now, when you start to understand that, you can start to justify all of this in your head. I know you're still a little shaken up and wrestling with the morality of this situation, but moving forward, that's all you can do, is just try to live an ordinary, decent life and do as much good as you can with it. Yeah. Oh no, you'll be a little bit on edge for the next week or two, definitely. Every time you hear a siren, for example, every time there's a cop car behind you sitting in traffic, that little voice in your head says, "Is that for me?" But don't worry. We took care of all of this. You wore your gloves during the heist train. Okay, so no fingerprints. We're masked up. No facial recognition software. We drove an unregistered, non-plated car, and we got away. So, I mean, how are they really gonna get us? Yeah, no, I'm just trying to provide a little bit of comforting words to you, trust me. When you're driving away, of course, they track your movement via the security cameras. Yeah, like the security cameras at every single intersection. Oh, you thought those were for speeding tickets? No, that's surveillance. Yeah. So the fact that we ditched the car 2 miles back and made the rest out on foot, if they were gonna get us, we'd already be in handcuffs, trust me. Yeah. Exactly. So you can rest easy tonight. And be proud of yourself. I mean, the execution, it went exactly according to plan. That's rare, especially for a first-timer. You did your job perfectly. You executed exactly as planned. Right. All right. So here's what we'll do. The rest of the crew, they'll be here in a few minutes, I'm sure. As you know, we took alternate routes just to throw them off. And, if all goes according to plan, they'll be here in a few minutes and we'll sit down. We got the cash counting machine. We'll divvy it all up. Perfect 4-way split. And then we'll get out of here. Alright. Okay, yeah, they should be here shortly. Alright, let's get out of these masks.